In the 2009-2010 growing season, thanks to perfectly timed moisture, Morocco harvested record yields of cereal crops surpassing 10 million tons, a feat that is rare to say the least, making it traditionally one of the United States' biggest grain importers. This year's harvest, even with big rains, albeit poorly timed, is down nearly 25%.
One thing impacting Moroccan agriculture is the growth of its cities. With more and more people moving off the small family farm and into town, that means more grains, more produce has to be produced. The question is how to do that with limited resources like water.
Luckily, heavy rains the last 2 years have replenished water resources in ways not seen for decades. Water reservoirs are over 90% of capacity.
I was expecting more desert, which now we know that they've had a lot more rains, and so it's a lot greener there. But seeing the little small farms on the side of the roads, people out hand harvesting grass to feed to their animals, the shepherds, I mean, just herding one or two head of sheep, that was amazing to me.
For the OALP class, it was spending hours in a bus traveling the countryside that gave them a true appreciation for rural living in Morocco.
I mean, it's the way my great-grandfather farmed whenever he came to Oklahoma in 1903.
That was David McMullen's impression. He runs a 6,000 head gilt development operation and has stocker cattle at his place in Minco, Oklahoma. From the bus, he watched farmers use horse-drawn plows and mules pulling carts down dusty side roads.
It was very interesting that over 80%, well, actually close to 90% of the people in Morocco are poor. They only have two classes of people, poor and wealthy, and I found that very interesting because in the United States, you know, the middle class is what carries our country, and they really don't have that in Morocco.
Well, of course, in Oklahoma, you always have the farm families, and the females get out and help. The wives and the daughters always help out, but it was just real heart-wrenching to see them in the ditches picking leaves and gathering them and to take them home to help feed their family. Just the simple things that they can get along with, and where we have such ample supplies at home. We're such a wasteful part of the states. We're a throwaway society, and here they'll just take anything just off the ground, gather twigs, to use for fuel. It's amazing.
Images like those of shepherds herding 1 or 2 cows or a handful of sheep are indications that Morocco is still dealing with its agrarian heritage. But the country hopes to change that with a new national initiative called the Green Morocco Plan. The government hopes to increase agriculture productivity through investment and modernization of machinery and management. The plan calls for a doubling of the nation's grain production by the year 2020. Many of the small plot producers are being educated and encouraged to form cooperatives.